My name is Leila. I am the coordinator of the Marine Pollution Department at Biosfera, and this department is the most recent one in Biosfera. It was created around 2 years ago because from the work we were doing within Cape Verdean species that we are trying to protect, we became aware of the dangers that marine litter, especially plastic, was causing to the species that we were trying to protect. So we try to develop a strategy in order to address these issues and try to create some value around waste as well. So not only through the beach cleanings, because that's the most common part of the job and that we would already been done, but also afterwards we try to create a strategy that inland would stop that new waste would reach the ocean. So that's the main goal for us here, because we know that the waste that is already in the ocean, we are not able to do much from it. So it's only mitigation actions from that kind of waste. So the department was created in order to address this issue inland within local populations and in order to create positive behavioral change here in Cape Verde. Santa Luzia is the smallest island in the Cape Verdean archipelago, and it's the only island that is deserted. So no one lives in Santa Luzia since the 60s. Up until that time, there was two families living on the island, but because the conditions are very rough, they needed to get out of there. So now Santa Luzia is a natural reserve with full protection, and it comprises also the islets of Raso and Branco. Santa Luzia is a very important site for fauna and flora. It's very rich due to its unique conditions that it has. So that is why it is a natural reserve and why we need to preserve it. It is also a very important site for the nesting of sea turtles, namely the careta sea turtle. So one of the main problems about Santa Luzia is that because all of the archipelago of Cape Verde is located in the middle of the North Atlantic Gyre, which is a location in the ocean where the currents go around in a circular way, all types of waste that come ashore from America, from Europe, from Africa just get trapped in this gyre. And because of the Canary Currents that is just above the Cape Verdean Islands, that just breaks down this circular current, all the north part of Cape Verdean beaches are very prone to waste accumulation. So what happens in Santa Luzia, and because it is a deserted island, is that the north side of the island, which we call the Shadows Beach, has tons and tons of waste that comes ashore every year. This is a very big problem because if nothing is done regarding this waste, the marine turtles cannot breed on the island. So if nothing is done, they come to the island and they go back to the sea without breeding, and it could cause a downsize on the marine turtle populations in a few years. So the situation is in the Shadows Beach is very old. So we've been dealing with waste for several years now, but only for 3 years we have doing a waste characterization study in order to understand what types of waste are coming to a Shadows Beach and try to understand a little bit where they come from. So we have data from 3 years now, and the most waste that we find is fishing gear. So we have fishing nets, we have octopus traps, we have buoys. So this is the most common waste that we find in Santa Luzia, followed by plastic. So you can see that this is a big problem because these types of items pose a really big threat to marine turtles. So with this project, what we are trying to do was to go to a part of the beach that was never cleaned by our teams, because the Shadows Beach is very very long, and we focus only on the area that the sea turtles comes to nest, but the waste comes from all over, and it's spread all over the beach. So within this project, we try to make a comparison between the data that we have from the sampling spots that we clean every year and the sampling spots that we mark now that were never cleaned. So it is very important for us to understand what was the amount of waste that we would have on the island if no cleaning was done, and if it would be possible for turtles to breed if nothing would be done. And I think what we figured is that the amount of waste is so much bigger on the areas that we never cleaned and on the areas that we cleaned, that we can see the importance of the work that we do and why we need to carry it, even though it's not an easy task to do. So I think it's really important for us to have this kind of data in order to better approach conservation and to better perform this kind of projects and this kind of work.